beloved prime creator of the universe and all that is. When we are born, we are gifted to come in intact, perfect, innocent, functional, unblemished, whole. Truly a sacred moment from conception to birth. Then our journey on this plane of existence begins. Our loving parents support and guide us as best they can, hopefully with you, beloved Creator, as their guide and with your grace. The wholeness of the developing child depends on a host of things, from culture to environment to parents, friends, and the fates. Good parents are always striving to love, support, and direct the child to their fullest potential, their wholeness, more fully developed, hopefully, than even at birth. Then life has us, an accident, a friend's bad influence, a painful loss, or even abuse or lack. These things help to challenge us, shape us, grow us, possibly even damage, scar, or mar us. Such occurrences can be turned to opportunities to healing, to even greater wholeness, ideally to holiness. Holiness. In legalese, a tort case is a plea or prayer to be made whole. Even there is reference to a concept of damage and repair, albeit commercial or monetary in nature. In nature, with a capital N, it is not a courtroom or an attorney or a judge that deems one to be made whole. Rather, in the laws of nature and of nature's God, we are created whole, and should something happen along our maturation path, it is our opportunity, our beckoning, our best choice to, in holiness, be made whole once again. That is when we are righted with ourselves and determined to rise above whatever the damage done. This dependence on our creator energy, consciousness, spirit, higher self, guides and guardians, the ethereals, call it what you will. It is this beseeching, beckoning beyond our conscious three-dimensional self for assistance that literally raises us up to a higher plane of thought and action. One of our dear members who recently nearly drowned in a boating accident humbly said that he had help from the man above, and so it is.
Hello, I should write this out, but I'm not going to. And if I have to do it over because I made a mistake, I will. This is regarding an email I got yesterday. It seems the legislature has decided that the medical industry can no longer mutilate our children. They can no longer, by their rules, mutilate young people that are confused or have issues and want to gender change, which is the most stupid and ridiculous thing I've ever heard of, or second. The people that do that and participate in that are graduates of the Joseph Mengele School of Medicine that should have been left in Nazi Germany after World War II. However, there's a thing called paperclip, where they imported Nazis from Germany. Werner von Braun is an example. And when you look through the Department of Justice and the FBI, you find a lot of German names. And I'll bet you if you go back to find out who their parents were, their parents came over with paperclip. Now, paperclip imported German scientists and engineers and the like from Nazi Germany after World War II. And when you look it up, it's between 3,000 and 35,000 people that were brought over here from Nazi Germany. That should not have happened, but it did. Just like so many other things that happened and should not have. The paradox of what we live in. Those things that should not be and are, and those things that should be and are not. And the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly is in the fight. We will not have that any longer on Oregon. OHSU and the doctor over there, I use the word improperly. I looked up another word today. I thought I was a violent person, and at times I am. But what I am is a vehement person. I feel strongly about what we're doing, and I hang out with a bunch of people that feel just like me. We will have proper sheriffs and we will have a proper judiciary on Oregon. We can't do the rest of the states because we're doing Oregon. They have to do Minnesota, Missouri, and New York. And when all of them get done, or enough, we only need 20 out of the 33 states to reconstitute the United States of America in original jurisdiction, as long as South Carolina's with us. And we're doing it. So, part of the thing that made me think I was violent is because I would fight. I would not back down. I got in my last fist fight when I was 65. I'm 87 now. I don't fight any longer. I can't even run. But that's not the point. The point is, my brain is still functioning. I still know what's going on to some degree. And we're stopping it. Occasionally, the legislature makes a correct move. And in the past, when they did, the judiciary would cancel it. And you can look through our history and see it. Know these things. Kate Brown is a convicted criminal. She was convicted by an Article 3, one Supreme Court claiming original jurisdiction, Article 7, Amendment 7, a civilian common law court of record. Now, it took us a while to get all that done. 7 years, in fact. Not really. 7 now. We finished our paperwork November 2022. And here we are in 25, and we can't get a sheriff to take a proper oath to the proper Constitution with the laws of nature and nature's God included. Excuse me. I drink a quart of water with lemon juice and apple cider vinegar every morning. You ought to try it. So, I have so many things that I would like to say, and I don't want to say them to be recorded and published. I'll say them at home. I'll say them to people I know, but I'm not ready to take on the de facto over words that I might say and have recorded. I am willing to take on the de facto in almost every instance. This week, our court presented documents, instruments, papers to the folks in Washington County that run Washington County. The trial court administrator, the sheriff, the district attorney, the presiding judge, and the office of recorder. Washington County cannot man those offices with the proper people. It's obvious because they haven't. If they could, they would. Or they are knowingly being criminal. I don't think they want to admit to that. What we have is an imitation of a constitutional Republican form of government. Kate Brown, Tina Kotek, 89 of the legislators, and 8 other people, including former Secretary of State, were all found to be without honor. You cannot hold a position of trust on Oregon when you have no honor. When you break your oath, you have no honor. And they all broke their oath. And several of them have decided to stay in office. And the ignorant people voting for them continue to put them back. And the Secretary of State's office, Tobias Reed, is guilty of not doing their job. They were notified. They know. They refuse to correct. Just like we have 36 sheriffs that refuse to correct. How long will they refuse? I don't know. We don't control others. We can only control ourselves. And most of us do a poor job of that. We can't even control our thoughts. We can control our thinking sometimes. And my thinking is 62.5% of the population will not speak the truth to de facto. And de facto's there. You see it. You see it in the cop cars. You see it in the mayor's office. You see it in the county commissioner's office. You see it all over the state. The entire state is taken over by color of law and has been for 115 years. Now we're tired of it. And those that are taking action against it are making themselves known, step by step. We're not the kind of folks that gather in the street and cause damage and throw rocks and use fire. That's not who we are. We're the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly. We are people, not persons. We don't have any folks with oaths, such as the military, cops, sheriffs, attorneys, judges. We don't have those folks in our assembly because our assembly is made up of people. And people decide to become a person and occupy the office of sheriff, for an example. Then they are no longer people. They are persons occupying an office. And their object is our peace, safety, and happiness. And they've forgotten that. They've had 115 years of illegal and illegitimate judiciary. And in that time, they've become corrupted. Now you look in the Oregon Constitution and you'll find Article 7 amended. Article 7 amended in the first paragraph breaks the oath of those that have the United States of America's Constitution and Oregon's original Constitution as law. They did this in 1910 intentionally. It started in Illinois, so I think. I saw a paper on it. 1906. So they're no longer going to mutilate children in OHSU and other places around the state of Oregon. Even a blind hog finds an acorn once in a while, and that's what the folks in the legislature just did. Something right for a change. I yield.
My name is Dr. David. Sheriffs, one and all, the ball is in your court. We kicked it into your jurisdiction, which is separate from ours, alas. It really is one team, you and us. It is, or rather should be, one jurisdiction. Your training, probably from childhood, has been to join the realm of the corporate jurisdiction, which is the entity that pays you to do what you do. You can join our team, that of the people, with a simple turn of a mind switch. A tool to assist in this process is to consider taking a proper oath to the proper Constitution with its original jurisdiction and with the laws of nature and the nature's God, as stated in our unanimous Declaration of 13 United States of America. The last several months, we have posted and made publicly available what we consider a, quote, proper oath, end of quote, for the persons in our governance. Sheriffs are our first effort in insisting on a proper oath. For it is the sheriffs who are in their county position to protect and defend the people from ticketing or sending people to the illegitimate amended Article 7 courts that should not be, from governance overreach and taxation that takes seniors' equity, their forever home, and all they possess by enforcing convictions. It's like a shift in the mind. It is the recognition of one's allegiance to life and that which is God-given. Rather than criminalizing living God-made beings for a dead corporate entity, our sheriffs are our first protection against governance overreach. Taking a solemn oath is needed for there to be a remedy in our authoritative system of governance. Once a sheriff cognizes the importance of the proper oath, they can see themselves as one of the people rather than a corporate entity meant to enforce our compliance to the bidding of the state. Therein is offered greater freedom, cooperation, and peace in all our dealings. Let it be so. Thank you for your attention. Godspeed. Amen.
They do not want to let go of this. They do not intend on losing here. And we do not intend giving it back to them.
And then the bullets started flying. Then he jumps out of the car, and he's got both his hands up. And he got out of the car, and he had his hands in the air. He's like, "Just shoot me, then. This is what you want, to shoot me." And they did. They shot him dead. With his hands in the air, and I saw it. I swear to God. He was just walking with his hands in the air. And they shot him. And they shot him dead, and then after he was down on the ground, they shot him 3 more times.